Well, welcome to CAD Engineering in the summer. We are going to be going through some of the expectations for this semester and getting you started on your first week's worth of assignments. So one thing I wanted to point out is in each of the classroom weeks, you'll have days 1 through whatever. Understand that even though it says, may say day 1 or day 5 or day 10, everything that's in a week has to be completed in that week. So because it's a condensed timeline, we're kind of shortening everything up a little bit. So for example, in week 1, we may complete 5 or even 6 days, even though we only have 4 total class days. And the reason for that is just to ensure that we get everything done in the time frame that we need to get it completed in. Just pay attention to the due dates in the assignments. I will try to combine it and make it as condensed as possible for you. And I will always try to put things in order of completion. So you will see, like materials, they'll say day 1, day 2, and those will be the daily planners for specific days. And then the things that you need to do will be lined up below them. So let's look at an example of a daily planner. So this is the day 1 daily planner, and let's kind of go through some of the things we need to talk about. I showed you Google Classroom, and we're not going to look at the syllabus itself. It's been sent to you. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I do want to talk about some tips for success in an online class. It's very important that you communicate early and often to me. Email is the best way of doing that. So you can send me messages through Classroom, but it's much easier for me to respond via email. I can respond more quickly. Not that I won't respond through Classroom, but it's just quicker for me to do it through email. Don't be afraid to ask questions. A lot of students will just kind of try and muddle their way through. If you're getting hung on something, you just don't understand it, there are no stupid questions. Shoot me an email and say, hey, Dr. Hollers, I can't get this particular part right. Can you explain it to me? And I'll be happy to make a video or shoot you back an email or whatever's necessary to help you. The same goes for files. This is a complex system, and you're going to run into snags, and it can be a little bit difficult sometimes understand how to do things in the system. So if you're running into a snag where you just can't figure it out, you can't understand it, then share your file with me, and I'll be happy to look at it and show you how to make corrections to it and fix it. Participate in class discussions. We'll have a number of discussions throughout the semester. Make sure you're on top of those. Make sure you, just like with number 4 there, that you don't get behind. It's very, very easy to procrastinate, wait till like Thursday or Friday to try to complete all the work for the week. It's just not feasible. It's not possible. Make sure that instead you try to work ahead if at all possible. I will be posting things early, so you may have to see all of week 1 and week 2 by the end of this week. Go ahead and knock out as much as you can. The more you work ahead, the better off you'll be in the long term. Set aside time for class. You don't have a schedule in the summer, so it's really, really important that you set aside some time, whether it's in the morning or the evening, time when you won't be interrupted, that you can actually address and focus on the things you'll be doing in class. And then read the daily planners and follow the instructions carefully. I can't emphasize that enough. People skim through them and they don't read everything, and I have all the details in there. If you have a question about the daily planners, email me. Let me know so I can clarify them. I can fix them very easily to make sure that they are the clearest that they can possibly be for you. 3D printing, you will 3D print a number of things in class this semester. When you 3D print things, you'll send them to the Polar Cloud, which I'll talk about in a second. And then you will submit those jobs there. I will release them, print them, and I'll put them in the front office so you can pick them up during the normal office hours during the summer. I will let you know. I will tend to post things on the class stream when things have been completed, or I will shoot you an email and let you know when things have been completed. Don't submit things that I don't ask you to submit. If you have a specific request, you're like, I really would like this Game of Thrones logo, then sometimes I'm willing to make an exception. I just can't go and print a ton of things for you because eventually we'll use up a lot of filament. So just keep in mind that I don't mind printing little side things for you here and there, but you need to ask before you submit them, and I'll let you know whether it's okay or not. You have a final project in this class. It's a 6-part engineering design challenge, and basically the way it works is that you're going to design a solution for a problem that you have in your everyday life. Now, you may be thinking, well, I want to solve world hunger. And while that's admirable, it's a little bit larger scale than what you can probably do in the course of the semester. Additionally, an expectation of this final project is that you design at least one component of your final project in the CAD system. So you want to make sure that's something that's maybe impactful to you personally or to friends or people you know, and that's something that can be actually designed in the CAD system. Now, the whole thing does not have to be designed in the CAD system. So, for example, I've had a student design the specialized button for his lacrosse stick. I've also had a student design a special type of phone holder that was part 3D printed parts and part things that they had made from wood and brackets and other things. So, just understand that it doesn't have to be fully 3D printed, but at least one component of it does have to be designed in that CAD system. You'll complete the steps over the course of the semester. I will put notes in the steps as you complete them. You really need to make sure you go back and read those so that you don't generate mistakes in your further documents. So, for example, if you need to revise your problem statement, because I noted in there your problem statement in step 1 was not correct, if you then go and use it in step 2, you will lose points. So make sure that you go back and read my comments on any steps before you proceed to the next steps so that you don't get counted off for them in that as well. And then just make sure that you are checking out on a regular basis, staying on top of things, staying on task. Now, signing up for Onshape, you should have received an email. If you'll just click on the link to create your account and follow the steps, should then be redirected into Onshape. And this is what Onshape looks like. You should also see Teams, and you should see CAD Summer 2019. In this team folder, I will post any assignments or files that you will need to modify or edit throughout the course of the semester. So you'll notice we're going to look at day 2 in a second. And in day 2, there's 2 files that you need to work on. So when you go in here, if you were trying to work on a specific file, let's say it's this one, these do you not have the ability to edit them because they're master files. So what you would need to do is right-click and choose Copy Workspace. You would then want to make sure where it says copy to put your last name there. That way, when you share it with me, when you're done with it, then I'll be able to see whose it is very easily. And if I need to search for a file, it's very easy for me to find that file. So again, right-click on the file, choose Copy Workspace, and then put your last name at the end of it instead of copy. Some of them you may not have to, like for example, this one you don't have to copy because you're just moving around the screen. But I encourage you just to make copies of everything that you're expected to make copies of, and I'll let you know that in the daily planner or in the instructions. So that's how you make a copy of a file there. Now, let's say that you create your own file and you need to turn it in. The way that you turn it in is you share it with me directly. You do not share it with the team. If you share it with the team, you will not get credit for it. So even if the instructions in the daily planner say to do that, just let me know. I used to allow students to submit them to the team, but it just creates clutter. So if you see that, just let me know so I can change the daily planner. But you do not submit to the team, you submit directly to me. The way that you do that is you right click and you choose share. And then here where it says individuals, you just type in my email address and click share, and it'll be shared with me. So that's how you turn in the majority of the assignments that you will do here. Quizzes and tests and those things will be done through Classroom, but anything done in Onshape generally will be turned in by sharing with me unless you see instructions otherwise. So this is Onshape. The other thing that you're going to need to sign up for is Polar Cloud. That's our 3D printer management system. You should get a separate invite for that as well, and you'll just need to click on the link and follow the steps. You should be able to sign in with your Google account. So just make sure that you do that as well. So that would be day 1. Now, day 2, which is still on Tuesday today, you need to go ahead and go through the daily planner for day 2. And you'll see that there's a number of different things. Notice that for most of the days when you're doing or completing activities, I'm going to have videos. These videos go along with these daily documents that you will see here. So they talk about creating accounts, signing in. You go through the college casting demo, and then they have you do some basic sketching and drawing, and you'll do those files as well. And then they have you towards the end draw a little star, talk about planes. So here's the star. So my video covers just the star part. The other part, you can follow the instructions. But if there's anything I think is particularly needs detail or needs explaining, then there will be videos, and I will link to those in the daily planner as well as in the Google Classroom assignment. And then you will need to do various things. So in this case, instead of turning in the file to me, I'm asking you to turn in the Classroom a screenshot of these things. So just make sure that you follow the instructions and do what they tell you to do. So with most of the days, you will see a document that looks something like this. And it'll basically be a Google Doc that has a day, and then it'll have what concepts you're going to learn, and then any models that you're going to be doing. And then it will have headings, and you'll just follow the steps. Make sure you read these. Even if you watch the videos, make sure you read them, because quizzes and tests are based off the content and off the terms, such as here, Part Studio. What is a Part Studio? You will get quizzed on anything that's in bold, but you can be quizzed on anything that's in the document here. So it's all fair game. So make sure you read it, even if you're watching the video, to walk through how to do things. So most days we'll have a document that looks like this, and you'll just go through and complete it. Even though it says 25 pages, it's actually not as much as you would think. So this will all be posted in Classroom, and you can follow the steps to both of these, and then that would be today. And then the next day, you'll just continue working on. And so I'll put all that stuff in there for you. If you have any questions, always let me know. Shoot me an email, and I'll be happy to explain. Good luck in the course, and I will look forward to hearing from you.